All right, so welcome everyone to the August IPMS London meeting. I noticed when I said the meeting, I was off by like about 1900 years. I said August 202, but you know, what do you do? So I hope everyone's keeping well. Yep, the normal etiquette, if you're gonna be sanding or something in the background, feel free to mute your mic before I do. And all that good stuff. So we're gonna have some presentations. I'm expecting Mr. Hill because he had some stuff from both him and his dad. So hopefully we'll see Mr. Hill pop in a few minutes. So
you did notice, Stuart, that Mike's dog died today?
yes, I did. So that might be the reason as well. Yeah, that was a wonderful story he posted about the dog. I didn't realize that he was a therapy dog.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, so that was kind of sweet. I showed my wife that. She liked that. So, all right. So yeah, that's a good reason. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we'll get right on to what's on the tables, etc. So share screen, and we want the slideshow one. That one. All right, are you guys seeing the slideshow?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Let me just put this back. Okay, so all the usual stuff here. Click on that. Click on. Whoops. Well, I went all the way back to the beginning. Holy shit. Oh, there you go. All right. So, yep. We might see some more people join us. I think David Goldfinch from Australia, depending what his work situation was, he was hoping to join us. Yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, as I said, we talked about the Zoom etiquette. If you're making a lot of noise, please mute your mic. So the only club business I have right now from me is a meeting room update from the library. And I think I talked about this at Grey Butts the other night. The library is not doing any room bookings until January, based on the current COVID situation. This doesn't really come as a surprise. It shouldn't for anyone. So yeah, just it's, they can't really police it and all that. So they're going to be reaching out to people. So I'm sure Jerry's going to get an email about that. So the other thing we can look at is the problem is we could always try and find another room. The problem is A, insurance, and B, where we could have 40 people with social distancing, and that's going to be an issue. So if anyone has any ideas, we can have a look at it. But again, the insurance thing is going to be the big kicker, I think. So yeah, so we'll send something out about that as well. But again, this shouldn't really be a surprise. I don't think we're going to get anything like that until at least spring, until a vaccine or something is discovered. They're going to have to figure out something. But yeah, the local library branches are starting to slowly reopen, but they just, it's just impossible right now to do room bookings for the numbers they want without the social distancing. So we'll go from there. Jeff, is there anything else from you?
Oh, nothing here.
Nothing there. Bill, anything from you?
No.
All good. Awesome. All right. So yeah, like I said, it's the summer. It's kind of slow, but lots of time for builds. So let's get right on the tables. And as usual, a copy of the slides will be available on the website after the meeting. So we're going to start with Johnny. Johnny is fantastic build. And Johnny, take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, this one is the interior part, like before I paint all the exterior armor and assembly the roof. So actually, I did some more stuff after I take this picture. Like in this picture, all the chairs and the armor box is white, really white, but then I add some dust and chipping to it. I'm not sure what pictures you include in this.
I got the 3 you sent me, so these 3.
Oh, I actually sent you some other in the email.
Oh, I apologize then. I'll get those posted afterwards.
Yeah, so if you seen the, I also have posted on the Facebook page, right? So
you're breaking You're breaking up there, Tony.
Hello?
Yep, try now.
Okay, yeah. So I have, so these three pictures are before I painted exterior. I'm not sure. I guess people have seen my picture on the Facebook already.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll have to double check and put it because I know we included it on the Facebook for the meeting. So my apologies, sir.
It's okay.
Yeah. So what exactly is it? It's a A7 tank from World War One.
A7V.
Okay.
It's a World War One tank by Germany, and it can have 6 people. Actually, 12 on the instructions. 12 people for the machine guns. I guess one shooting, one for supply the armor. So supply the and one for shooting the main gun, 2 for drivers. So in total, that's 15 people in this vehicle, and it's basically designed for trench war. But actually, in real world, it didn't perform well for crossing the trench. But its armor and the gun is pretty good, so it performed pretty well against the English tank. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, what I like about it is, you found a good way to display the interior.
Yeah.
So
The only
yeah,
thing this kit missed the engine part, so you can see under the driver's compartment is
oh, you're breaking up again.
already.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah, I was saying that this kit does not include the engine part, so you can see the driver's compartment, the part under the driver's compartment is pretty empty.
It's a stealth engine. It's hiding.
Yeah. Some people told me there's people selling the engine part made by epoxy or something like that, but I cannot find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool, though. All right. Mr. Hill, glad you could join us tonight. And first of all, let us express our sorrows upon hearing your news.
Oh, thank you. He's definitely going to be missed.
Yes, definitely. We love that. I love the story you posted about the dentist office, the dental area. That was quite unique. So,
I don't remember you ever meeting him, but he's a different dog.
yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're going to start with your builds first, then your dad's. So the first one's your RAAF Caribou.
Yes, this is a resin kit from Osmods, and as with my Bristol Freighter that I did some time ago, I refer to as my Commonwealth build. The kit being made in Australia, gifted to me from a fellow that lives in New Zealand, built by a Canadian company, and the kit was made by an expat Brit living in Canada.
Hmm.
And
There you
it's
go.
my first fully brushed, hairy stick brushed kit, and my first wraparound camouflage scheme. The colors aren't exact, but that's as close as I could get. And the guys down south, way down south, said, "Yeah, it'll do. It just looks like it's been faded like a high time bird." Yeah. What I did learn when I finished painting it, I should have, instead of using black for the de-icing boots, maybe gone for a dark gray, because it's the same black I used for the camouflage scheme. And I was kind of tickled with the tiny decals. Ronnie Decals really thought ahead. If you stay on that picture for a second.
Yep.
And oops, you just covered it up.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
You see the little black camouflage right in the middle of the fuselage? There's
Yep.
the little green kangaroo.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So it stands out a bit. And on the other side, that happens to fall on a green section, and they gave you a black kangaroo.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let me just advance. Okay, then there's your dad.
Yes, this is one of the vampires that was gifted to him from a couple that live in the same building. And one of the young fella that's joined my father's following from Chile piped up and said, I noticed your father's building a Mark 7. Would he be interested in putting Chilean markings on it? Obviously he did.
Mm-hmm.
So Paulo told me that I'll check my stash and get him in the post as soon as possible. A couple of days later, he sent me a note saying, I'm sorry, the markings I have are 1/72nd, but I have the correct sheet on its way from Hans. And I think most people would have just left it at, I'm sorry, I don't have the right sheet.
Yeah.
And that's, my father did a fine job on his 104, which I think you guys saw last month.
Yes.
And this one, his painting has improved dramatically. He's even, I don't really know if he masked, but he painted some of the canopy frames, which was a first for him.
Mm-hmm. You did a great job on them.
Yeah. He has said he's going to walk away from it for the summer and maybe do some more come the fall. I haven't told him yet, but 2 other guys have already stood up and have kits on the way to my dad.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just blown away about his following and the support that that he's getting and the inspiration that he's spread around to other people.
Well, exactly. No, I think it's really good, and we've all, we'll all agree there. Yeah, that's a fabulous job. Okay, next up is George with
Okay.
a Corsair.
Yeah, this is another one of Tamiya's little 172 scale Warbird collection. I used, it's basically out of the box. The only thing I did to it was add some thin wire for brake cables on the landing gear. Based on all the pictures I saw online, because the Corsairs were serving in the Pacific and this particular squadron was serving in the Solomon Islands, they really got beaten up a lot. I read once that the runways oftentimes were simply paved with crushed coral, which was in great abundance on a lot of these islands. So the prop and the wings and everything just got beat all to heck. So I did a lot of weathering on this one. I used a chipping solution to capture the chipping on the prop and the cowling and the upper wing surfaces where there would be some normal wear and tear. I did a lot of pre-shading in different colors, some dark blues, some dark grays, some very light blues on the different fabric areas, trying to replicate how the paint areas would fade at a different rate than the fabric areas, which I read was pretty common. The decals are right out of the kit. Nothing special there. It's the VF from VF-16, Ira Kipford, who was the Navy's leading ace in 44. After only, he had about 3.5 months combat in the Solomon Islands, and he racked up 16 kills in 3.5 months.
Wow.
He was pretty aggressive. He was disciplined several times for his overconfidence and aggressive flying. In fact, in Virginia, when he was learning to fly for the Navy, he was put up on charges for having a mock dogfight with a Mustang over the local town at low level. He was that aggressive and found a willing partner in the Army training. So again, one of these cavalier young fighter pilots, we all hear about and got glorified as a result of the war. Anyway, the Tamiya kit, it's a great little kit. I was experimenting with the weathering and the different colors and trying to give it that faded, beat up look. And so that was my first attempt at working with a blue paint job. So that was my effort so far this summer.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Mr. Jeff.
Yeah, this is an example of pulling things out of the half-destroyed models that have been sitting on the shelf for 30 years category and trying to bring them back to life a little bit. Anyway, this is a kit I got, and it was first brought out by Monogram in 1990. It's the raised panel lines version of a Panther, U.S. Navy Panther F9F5, I think it is. And it was a fun kit. And way back then, it was my first attempt at some surgery on a plastic model to cut the wing so that it could fold. Anybody who knows anything about Panthers will tell you that is not folded right. That was actually just after our last gray butt session. I finally figured out how to attach the wing with some brass wire, and I just folded it randomly to see what type of an angle I could get. So I'll have to fix that, but at least I've solved that problem. But otherwise, I've always liked the looks of this plane. Ever since I was a kid, it kind of looked like it could fly, looked like a plane. And it was my first attempt to really paint the pilot. I was really happy with that. The canopy's not on very well, and everything else is a little bit rough because it was early days for me. But it's still kind of fun to make it look a little bit better and fix the broken wheel struts, reinforcing them with paper clips down through the middle of them, that kind of thing. Otherwise, it's just kind of nice to get an old one off the bottom of the shelf and put it up and try and finish it. It's still not finished, and it probably never will be because I never finish anything, but that's kind of just the way it is. That's it. Not a lot of modeling time this month.
What's the red vehicle behind?
That is a representation of the very first car I ever owned, a 1969 MGB.
Ah, okay. Very good.
Never did get it to be red. I always wanted it to have a red one. I wound up having a British Racing green one that was mostly primer paint.
There you go. All you need now is the flat cap, and you can have your midlife crisis and get another one.
Oh, I think it's well past my midlife crisis. This is
All
my
right.
late life crisis.
Well, you can have that too then. That's right. Nothing wrong with that. Very good. Okay, David and Mary. Jeff, I know you sent me some stuff in from David and Mary. Looks like David's going to start working on the Polar Lights original Enterprise. I assume that's the 1/350th.
It looks like it to me. That's his next project. He seemed. I thought that was his next project last month, but
Okay.
he got
So
distracted.
He's getting started on that. Yeah, then he built this.
Yeah, this was what he got distracted by.
A nice Photo Recon Phantom. Looks like 1/48th.
Knowing Dave, it's
Tough to tell.
1/32.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he builds them big.
Yeah.
Very
It's an
nice.
F4G.
F4G. Okay.
G. It's Wild Weasel.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's got the big machine gun up front there.
That's where they put the electronic warfare stuff. If that's the Revell kit, it's kind of hard to tell from the shadow. It's either an F4E or an F4G.
I defer to your knowledge because you are one of the experts on this aircraft.
Well, the latest Revell kit that they released in 32nd scale was the F4G.
Okay.
Now it's a Phantom Farewell, so it's probably an E.
All
Look
right.
at me, just bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
63. Yeah, it would be
63 to 96. Yeah.
I
But
don't
that's
think
the
it's
Phantom.
the second scale though. If you look at the glue bottle in the background, dimension wise, I think it's a 72nd scale kit myself.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
He normally
maybe.
builds big, but who knows?
I'm gonna send an email to Dave telling him that his kit sparked the most discussion we've had in any meeting yet.
Well,
All right.
it's sitting on the box top from that 350 scale Enterprise, I think.
Looks
So
like
if that's what it's sitting on, it looks like it's probably 48, but
Yeah, tough to tell. Tough to
Yeah,
tell. We'll
it's
have to
bigger
ask
than
him.
70. I think it's bigger than 72.
Yeah. All right.
I've told him every
Anyways.
month that he's supposed to tell us which kit and what scale
Yeah,
and anything
he doesn't.
interesting, and he never does.
No.
So.
And then apparently Mary built some of these little cars. He's got
Yes.
3 here. So there's
Yes.
this little one. And then there is another one there. Little hot rod. And this little Daisy Bell ice cream. a good theme for the summer. Hopefully the maxed out engine doesn't melt the ice cream. All right, that's it from the slideshow. Does anyone have any questions for any of these builds? No?
There were a couple of slides from Robert McConkey that came in a little late. They came in
Yeah. Let
late
me
to
see.
put in tonight.
Let me see if I can find them here, and if I can, I'll bring them up. Hang on a second.
They're basically they're his Gundam work for the last month or so. So
Oh yeah, okay, hang on. Let me, I found them. Let me see if I can share the screen here. So stop share. Too many windows. Share screen. All right, you guys see that, my Gmail?
Nope.
nope.
Hang on, screen one.
All I see is Jeff.
It's sad, isn't it? I was actually watching more about what Bill was doing with, I think it must have been his wife earlier on. That was interesting.
Oh, I missed
right.
that.
I
Stuart
realized,
wouldn't let me in the meeting.
I'm on video. I better be
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, I noticed you kept pointing at the monitor.
He was being told.
I
All
was-
right,
Yeah, I was being put in my place.
put in your place. She who must be obeyed. All right, let's try this
Happy
again.
wife, happy life, man.
That's right. Okay, how about now?
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
All right, so let me get out of there. And yeah, pictures of latest projects. 2 pictures of Kama, Rida, Kurga. I know I'm slaughtering that.
Yep.
2 for 1 picture. 01 in the RX 78, 01 local type from Gundam Origin. Sorry for the bad quality. Pictures, went to cottage for a week and still getting back into the routine. I think he's got the shakes, too much drinking. That's kind of cool. Whoa, hey, Mr. Fly Guy. Those are pretty wild. Kind of cool. All right, well, there you go. I'll add those as well.
Yeah.
All righty. Like I say, going to be short and sweet, going to be a build night at this rate. Okay, so let me close that. I just wanted to mention one last thing. Let me bring up the PowerPoint here. Myself and some other podcasters, we've actually opened up a modeling survey. So we're trying to get this out as far as possible. And again, I'll put this in the link, but basically if you have some time, we'd really love if you go to scalemodelpodcast.com /2020 survey. And you'll see the link there. And again, I'll add it as well. And if you listen to the podcast, you've heard it. It's about 25 questions, basically wide ranging. A guy I interviewed last year out of the States did one about 5 years ago, and it was very insightful, kind of interesting. So we've added a few more questions, some relating to COVID and stuff like that. So it's open until the end of the month, or sorry, end of September, sorry. But yeah, if you guys have time, I'd really appreciate it. And we're going to openly and freely share the results with the modeling community, whether it's builders, manufacturers, whatever. I think it'll be really interesting. So do please get the word out. I've got to reach out to some car modeling podcasts because the previous survey, and the guy admitted before, was mostly aircraft and armor guys. But we want to get it out to as far wide-ranging people as possible worldwide. I've already got a very good response. We've got over 100 responses in the first day and a half or so. So yeah, there we go. There's my blatant plug of the month. So let's see, Mr. Watson's about to come in. So we got to stop saying bad things about him.
It's Larry's head.
It's Larry's head. Okay, stop talking, saying bad things about Larry.
It's all right, Stuart. I've already discussed your situation with the people over here.
Excellent, excellent. Do you think I'll get parole?
I don't know, Stuart. They might drop the charges, but you got to stay away from those schoolyards.
There you go. All righty. Well, we just actually finished the formal part, Larry, unless you got something to add formally.
Nope.
No? Okay. So does anyone else have any news or anything to talk about in the modeling world? Look at all this silence.
It's August.
It's August. I know exactly. We're all doing different things. I did hear one thing is that oh, hang on. Dave's got his giant Katinga class.
There, yeah. Hobby and Toy Central finally got one of these in, and I had a 25% off coupon, so I picked it up.
What you buy me?
Nothing yet.
Did you get the lighting kit for it?
No, I don't know if I'll bother or not. So
All right.
Dave, why didn't you send away from it and spend $70 in shipping charges? Come on, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm broken.
That's nice. No, that's a nice looking kit. I think Aaron brought one to an actual meeting last year, and it's a good size.
Yeah, I missed that meeting, so I hadn't ever seen one in the flesh. This was the first time seeing one in person, so I jumped on it.
Good stuff.
You opened the box, Dave? Like, what's the molding like?
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And I've got I got a set of drawings around here for one of the fastest designs of the D18 Gullwing Klingon battle cruiser. So I have the drawings printed out in 1/350 scale as well. So I compared the warp engines from this to the warp nacelles on my drawing, and they're almost a perfect match in size. So I think I'll be making molds of the warp nacelles so I can do kit bashes and scratch builds using reusing the warp engines for a few projects I've sort of been dreaming about for years. So
Yeah, I figured you'd end up doing that. So yeah.
yeah.
No, very good idea.
Stuart,
Yes, sir.
I forgot to toot my own horn and mention that build of the Caribou garnered one banner on the site.
Awesome. Oh, that was like the old farts group, right?
Yeah,
You
the
know,
old farts.
that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm not winding them up, guys. That's what it's called, the old farts group. I think several of us should probably join that one.
There's
Nothing
no
quite like
correct
an
answer
old
for
fart.
that.
Very good. No, your builds are always popular. People love watching you work with the 60 and 80 grit sandpaper. Now, one thing I did hear that some of the Mung kit of the Fokker DR1, the triplane, the X-wing nut wings mold, it's arriving, but apparently they haven't packed it well. Apparently, there's quite a few reports of the center or top wing section. The way it's packed, it comes out cracked. So, yeah, that'll be a big oopsie if that's the case. I don't know if anyone here has ordered one, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. So
Mine's en route.
yours is en route, so you'll have to let us know, Larry. Some have
I'll tell-
arrived okay, some have arrived with that issue.
I'll tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Well, we always appreciate when you tell the truth, Larry. It's
You
always
know.
awkward. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you know?
Well, well, I just ask Ann later. So, but yeah, no, that's about it. I haven't had much time. I'm doing a ton of videos and editing and stuff like that. Work's been busy. So, working away. So what's everyone else working on? Anyone want to chime in?
A whole host of Spitfires. I've got the Intruder I bought from you, and about ready to prime about 10 kits. When I get them all to that phase, I'm gonna start painting.
Awesome.
Are you still working on that C46, Bill?
I am. It's on the back burner for the interim, so I'm developing certain skill sets on these other lesser crafts, so that when I go on to that one, I'm kind of got the juices flowing. But a while back, I showed you I bought that, and then about a month or two later, I got a host of aftermarket goodies, exhaust from Black Dog, wheels from Squadron, engine nestles from Ren Gun. So I'm gonna build the, I don't know if you can see that there.
Yep.
The oldest or the highest model or hours version of the C-130 when it retired in '95, I think. So.
Huh. Look over your right shoulder, Bill. Oh, now behind you.
Yes.
You got a cutie pie there.
It's bedtime, and we have 2 bathrooms, 2 girls, 2
Yeah.
potty times.
Yeah, that's all right. She was just being ever so patient, waiting for you to finish. So that was cute. All
She's my
right.
plain girl. She loves to watch Daddy build and help.
Very cool. Okay, Carrie, looks like that 262 is making progress.
It's making progress. All right. Got the decals on, got the clear coat on. You can laugh, Duncan, all you want, but it's getting there. Today had a couple close calls. One of my overhead lights, just as I was moving the 262, the springs decided to let loose and came down and just missed the tail of the 262.
Oh wow!
So we saved ourselves from a lot of anger at that point.
Is that perhaps an Antifa light, maybe?
Maybe. So yeah, so it's coming along. It's not perfect by any stretch. It's the Tamiya kit. Anything that is wrong is my doing, not the kit itself. But pretty happy with it so far. Tomorrow I'll do a little bit of weathering on it, put a flat coat on it. I'm going to the cottage in a couple of days, so I'd like to get it done before we leave. So
Very nice.
yeah. So, and then it's on to something that I actually want to build.
Very nice. All right. Since someone was laughing, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, well, just as a comparison, Carrie's 262 is all painted, and mine is in a rare all gray primer scheme that only served for a short period of time. So I can laugh, but he is much further ahead of me on the process. And he will probably be enjoying a complimentary meal sometime in the future, for which I will be financially responsible for, unless I pull my socks up.
I hear he likes steak and lobster. Just saying.
Yes, and I've seen his taste in expensive wine, so
Yes.
So yeah,
that's
exactly.
Well, and Duncan should be telling you too. He's not building one 262. He's building 2 262s at the same time. So
Right.
he's challenging himself, I think. But
I am challenged.
You are challenged.
Not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Okay. Anyone else want to chime in?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Renault RB6 F1 car.
Mhm.
I'm doing top studio detail upsets for the cockpit, front bulkhead, and the rear wheel center lock nuts. So I've started the lock nuts tonight. Hopefully they're not too much of a problem. They're really small, so we'll see.
Awesome.
It's a nice paintbrush, though.
Right in front of the camera. Yeah, that's, it's a good. It keeps everything in focus. That's all right. Nothing wrong with it.
With Richard's what might be funky to me, a tape dispenser holder.
Yeah, it's like a shelf thing too. I got it from Ultimate Modeling Products.
Are you able to hold that up?
Well, yeah, sure. I'll just disconnect it. Hold on a sec.
There's a bunch of different ones that are 3D printed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's another one by a guy in up the 401, Sean's Custom Modeling Tools. He makes one. It like fits on a spools, so you put multiple ones on.
Cool.
Yeah, they're all different ones, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Keeps it all in one. Keeps it all in one place.
Yeah. What I kind of like about this stuff, kind of keeps it all together. So.
I like it. Thank you.
There you go. All right.
So just so you know, Stuart, I'm planning to build this for your scale model podcast competition.
Okay, you have until the end of September, my friend.
That's lots of times for a Bandai kit.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah,
Very good.
I've been doing work projects in the evening. I got a molding project I'm doing for something that's sort of a side project at work right now for a future thing. And so as soon as that's done next week, I'm gonna get going on this. And it is a Bandai kit, so it's gonna be pretty easy to build pretty fast.
Now, what scale is that again?
1 to 1/44.
Right.
So if I here, I'll open the box here. There's the size of it there, like, you know, compared to somebody's head, right? So, yeah, so that'll be fun.
Very good. Anyone else want to chime in what they're working on?
Sure, Stu. George here. My nephew bought me a kit for Christmas. I don't know if that everyone can see that. See, a Taliari
There you go. Yep.
32x35 combo kit. So he got it to me for Christmas, and I've been feeling so guilty not having started it. So I thought, well, I finished that Coursero. I'll start working on the 32 and the 35. So I got one almost ready for priming. Probably the ugliest looking airplane ever made, ever.
Yep.
And then the other one is just in its infancy here. So I've got lots of work on this one, and I got to put a little stand so I can display them side by side, one in flight, one on the ground. It's been a long time since I built a modern jet, so it's kind of fun to go back to that again.
Very cool. All righty. Anyone else? Mr. Jeff, what are you building?
I'm building nothing. I'm desperately trying to stop working.
Well, yeah, you got to do that. You retired once. What were you thinking? We did tell you.
I came back to mentor people, and now they're forcing me to do work, and I don't like that.
God damn it. God damn it. At least you're working from home.
That is a benefit, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on that Academy 148 Panzer IV, making some progress. I'm at the chipping stage, so I have the upper and lower hull and the turret, and I've been kind of I kept them separate. So I did a couple of test chipping, and I was just using the Vallejo chipping fluid because that's what I had. I did it on a couple of paint mules, and it was pretty good. And then I put it down on the lower piece and the turret, and kind of mixed results. It's definitely one of those techniques you need to practice a bit. The biggest thing I learned is you have to do it as soon as that top coat dries. You have to start chipping right there and then, or it gets significantly tougher. But I can certainly see why people like it. So I still have the upper hull to do. Hopefully by the weekend. I'm working some 12 to 8s the next couple of days, but maybe on the weekend or in the morning. And then we'll get on with some of the other, oils and washes and all that stuff. But I'm really enjoying the build. The other one I've got, let me just grab it here. Hang on one sec. So a gentleman, Tony from Horizon Models in Australia, he sent me this. This is,
Nice.
yeah, this is the Mercury Redstone. He also sent me an Atlas. It's in 1/72nd scale. Beautiful box art. What's cool about these is this with the Mercury, you can build any one of the 7 that use this particular launch platform. So, Alan Grissom, all the famous ones, even the one with one of the space monkeys, I guess you can go on here. And this will be my first real space one, but I have to admit, I'm very taken by it. They're not that big. Let me try and get it out of the light here. Hang on a sec. They're not that big in 72nd scale, but still pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to building these afterwards. So, which probably means the Lancaster, the Shelf Queen, will go back on the shelf for a while.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, Stuart. I was digging in my bin the other day, and I found this, which is the Dragon 172 scale.
Yep.
Mercury, right? Redstone. And then I found the old Real Space Models that Glenn Johnson makes, the
Cool.
resin kit.
Yeah.
I've got an abundant, but I don't have a Horizon one yet. It's an eventual thing I'm sure I'll get.
Yeah.
So.
Tony's, I know our buddy in Australia, David Goldfinch, he's got the same too, Tony provided. And again, we're going to do an inbox review for the podcast, but I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed, and they have a wide range of stuff. He definitely is passionate about the subject. And it comes with microscale decals, even some photo etch. Yeah, microscale, some stenciling. Yeah, so pretty cool, I must admit. So this will be kind of,
Are they going to do a Mercury Atlas?
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him that. I'll make a note of that and ask him when I interview him.
Yeah, 'cause they do. I know they do an Atlas, like the Atlas ICBM.
Yeah.
But if they stuck a Mercury on top, that'd be nice to have.
Well, let me just grab the other one I have. Hang on a second again. I should have got the extra long cord.
Nice if they did a Titan.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Gemini Titan would be cool.
Yeah, this is the SM65D conveyor.
Yeah.
So there's that one. And this one has, you can build it with 3 different schemes.
Yeah, if they did that, they're gonna do a Mercury Atlas. They got it, right?
Yeah, they might have it already. They have an awful lot of other stuff too. So it might be worth checking out their website. Because yeah, it was, they've got a fair amount. And I know my podcasting buddy David, he is recently got a 1/72nd scale Saturn V. I think it's the Dragon one. The box is absolutely huge.
Yeah, that'll be the Dragon. Only Dragon does a 72nd scale Saturn V.
Yeah,
The other
so
kits are 1 to 144th and 196.
yeah, so that's going to be, kind of fun too. But yeah, it was funny. The first real space model I ever saw, or at least a catalog of, was the Hasegawa Voyager probe, and I still want to get that at some point. So there's a whole, well, I've discovered there's a whole subset of people building these. I've joined the Facebook group and stuff like that. So they've got quite a bit. Bunch of,
Real space modeling is a huge category. I've been a member of, there used to be a Yahoo group for real space modeling, and it was a
Right.
huge group. And then they went over to, when they shut down the Yahoo groups, they moved over to groups.io, I think it's called.
mm-hmm.
Right, so they're over there now. Plus, there's at least 2 space modeling groups on Facebook. There's historical space modelers and there's just space modelers, I think.
Right. Just so you know, they do have a Mercury Atlas, Dave.
They do have the Mercury Atlas. I wasn't sure if they did or not.
Yeah, here, I'm just going to share the screen out here.
Yeah, that was my
There you
thought.
go. Hopefully you see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and they're on sale right now.
Oh,
Just saying, not that I'm, trying to start something.
That Canadian or US?
This will be US, I believe. This is from Australia. I'd have to double check.
That could be Australian dollars.
Yeah, that
could be
could be
Australia,
Australian
yeah.
dollars. Yeah.
No, it says all prices are in US.
US. Yeah, there we go, right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yep. But he is having a sale right now. So, and they carry quite a few different things. You can get some package deals too. So like they've got military missiles, Mercury, Redstone. I'm gonna have to read up all on this all again, because especially the early era. I don't remember. I wasn't around for this.
What site again, Stu?
This is called horizon-models.com. I'll put it in the chat. We are going to feature them on the podcast. Where is the chat? There's the chat.
I wonder if that free shipping is just in Australia.
Probably. Isn't it always the way? Nope, free shipping worldwide.
I got to get on this website. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the link. Tell them I sent you.
I will.
In the Scale Model podcast. No, Tony's a really good guy. We've spoken to him a couple of times, and he was hoping to get these to me much earlier. And then, of course, COVID hit. They moved their location. But yeah, they got some cool stuff. Plus you get these package deals. So, if you wanted, both Mercury launchers, you get the Atlas and the Redstone. Yeah, special price with free postage, US $69.95. So you save $17. So
I'm curious about with the Atlas. Have you opened that box? Do you know what kind of
Yep.
stand it comes for
Yep.
it?
Hang on. Let me have a look for you. Let me have a quick peek here, and we'll have a look.
I just have a love early space
Yeah, it looks like it's got a round, like a round stand there.
Okay, so it's a basic stand. It's not
Yeah.
Tower.
nothing like the proper thing.
No, there's no tower. This one doesn't come with a tower or anything.
Nobody does the tower.
Sorry?
And nobody does the LUT, the umbilical tower.
Yeah, I'm sure someone does in Resonance. I mean, Dave, would you know if anyone does?
I don't think. No, I don't think. I don't think it. Don't think it exists.
Okay.
No,
Oh, here,
it
let
doesn't
me.
exist. There are. I mean, you can get all the blueprints if you wanted to build one,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I don't think it exists otherwise.
But again,
I
this
got
looks.
a buddy on Facebook, Bill Kraus, who does these amazing Star Trek scratch builds. He's doing a 1/24 scale scratch built Mercury Atlas and the
Jesus.
entire launch platform and everything, and it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous piece of work.
Has he built a new wing on the house to accommodate it?
Well, he bought a new house, and his hobby room, quote unquote, is like it's huge. It's like 800 square feet,
Oh,
and it has
geez.
windows on the back that look out over the forest, and it's just like it's like a dream hobby room, right?
Nice, nice.
Yeah, but he's doing it on a commission.
Well, that's a hell of a commission.
That's a hell of a commission.
Yeah, the microscale, just so you guys know, the microscale decals look absolutely awesome on this Atlas. I know, there you go. You can see that. Very, very nice. I have a feeling I'll be building the version with the great big stripe across there.
Nice fancy sack one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, the instructions look pretty straightforward. Well, again, it's not a huge high part count, but you know, it'll be fun doing some aluminum or silver with that. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's my extended what I'm doing right now.
Make sure you keep it pressurized or it'll collapse, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Whatever you do, don't drop a wrench.
The real thing.
Yeah, don't drop a wrench. You know,
It was a Titan, wasn't it?
it was a Titan in
Yeah, that was a
Alabama.
Titan.
Yeah, in Alabama. Yeah, I ended up, after I got this, I was looking on YouTube, and you know, for some reason, surprise, surprise, there's a hell of a lot of videos of rockets blowing up and incidences and stuff like that. So I read all about that one. Yeah, quite fascinating. Of course, some of the early U.S. failures and some of the Russian failures, and yeah, who knew mixing liquid oxygen and you know and other things at the wrong ratio and adding an open flame causes bad things to happen.
Yeah.
You know, instant barbecue. No, it's
hypergolic fuels aren't fun to play with.
yeah, apparently not. Who knew? No, like I say, it's actually a very fascinating. You know, I remember as a kid, I remember the Apollo and stuff like that, but I never really, other than the names and that, I never really did a lot of research into the earlier ones.
How about Apollo Creed, Stuart?
Apollo Creed, there you go. So it's been quite fascinating. So I'm really looking forward to building those. So yeah, I just have to figure out. I have to find a tall enough shelf to put them in, so it won't. You know, it's probably the tallest thing I've built in a long time. So, Mr. Watson, what are you building from the top of your head there?
Nothing. I've just got a Phantom in my hand, but it's.
Well, we can't see it because
cleaning it up.
all we see is your extensive library in the top of your head.
Are we sure it's a Phantom or not?
Yeah, it's a Phantom. Thank God.
Yeah.
There you go, Don. What do you got? He's on.
right.
Me?
Just look
Don
up.
or Don?
Don. Sorry, Don Gerard.
No. My last in stock 1/32 scale Tamiya P51D.
There you go. I think I'm going to build a P51. I've never built a P51, so I feel the urge. And apparently, and I mentioned in the podcast, someone wrote me and reminded me that Leading Edge Decals has a decal scheme including Canadian Mustangs, including a squadron based out of London. So I don't know.
got that
Now is that a P51D?
Yep.
Okay, so that's good to know. So there might be an order out to Leading Edge at some point. Yeah.
Don has only built 6 Tamiya 32nd scale P51s.
Well.
Yeah, this is number 7.
Been slacking.
You know, him with P51s is like me with Spitfires, I guess.
I still got 2 more of those too.
Oh gee, well, and of course there's that new Edouard release of the Spitfire Mark One.
Oh, sorry, 3 30-second scale to my Spitfires. Yeah.
Hey, I
Halfway
have
there to
something
a
interesting. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So I've had this for a little while, right?
Right, the Mustang GT4.
Yeah, so I had IndyCal decals show up this week, and this is the decals here, right?
Nice.
For it. And I don't know if I'm able to share my screen or not. Let's see here.
Oh no,
No,
I can. Hang on, I'll give you permission. Hang on a
Okay,
second.
sure, I'll show you.
Hang on, I gotta let you. I think I have to make you the host to do that. So hang on.
Okay, sure.
Okay, there you go. Now you can share your screen.
Here we are, right here. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yep, there you go. Bunch of bright yellow-green cars.
Yeah, so this is the color for that car. So Zero Paints has a color for this. I contacted the guy here in Canada, and they don't have the paint in stock right now. It's coming in soon, and they contact me when it comes in. So I thought it was pretty sharp. You know, I didn't want to paint it, box stock, right? So IndyCal sells these decals for it. So I thought that was kind of a neat little thing to do. So
You're becoming quite the car modeler.
yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. I love the nice the bright colors and the gloss finishes are fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you're starting to join all these car Facebook groups, make sure you tell them about the survey. Can you give me the host back?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you, sir.
Unhidden spotlight. Make host. There it is.
All right.
Please. There we go.
Thank you, sir. So, Johnny, what are you working on?
So I almost finished my nurture, the Tamiya self-propaganda I showed in the Facebook page.
Yes.
Like I only need to paint all the road wheels and make a base for it. But I'm not sure what base to make yet. Whether it's a snow thing or just some earth with some grass. Yeah. And I just opened the box for my next project. This one, right? This Striverino.
Gundam.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's quite a lot of things.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just checked it, and I think it will be pretty easy to assemble because the Bandai kits doesn't need glue or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can finish it in. I don't know.
So you were doing the self-propelled gun in like you did like a winter whitewash.
Yes.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, because it was just like the drawing on the
right
box,
yeah.
right?
It's looking good.
The only thing annoyed me is like yesterday I was trying to you see at the back of the vehicle there are two doors, right?
Right.
And when I painted it first, I closed it, and then when I try to add the figures, the instruction says if you want to add the figures, you should open the doors. So I opened it. I didn't glue it, so I can't open it. But when I open it, I realized that there's a very small part like overlaid between the two doors when it's closed, so it's not painted. So I need to pin that part. So I use the masking tape to mask all the rest part, right? The left and right, and I paint that part. Then I get rid of the masking tape, and I realized that I should have paint like spray a layer of varnish before I did so, because when I peeled off the masking tape,
oh bugger,
you see there's some decals here.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Oopsie.
So the decals went off.
Battle damage.
Yeah. But the paint is still there, so I guess it's fine.
Well, that's good. No, that's all right. Hey, it's always stuff you learn. That's what I find. Exactly. All right. Have we been around the horn with everyone? Did I miss someone?
I'll pipe up.
Okay.
My WIPs got two that are actually rating for decals, that being the X1 and the Hawker Sidney 125 Domini. And they're going to be covered in G-Bot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my RAF Comet Canopus is working on the landing gear. And the plane proper is pretty darn close to getting paint. And
Awesome.
it's going to be rattle can, 3 colors, so it shouldn't take all that long to paint unless I find more flaws in the finish. But that's the joys of building these old vacuum forms.
You're a braver man than most of us.
Nah, just daft.
Well, that too, but we're going to be polite.
And Mike, it's Jeff. I have to agree that Larry's head makes me laugh too.
And
So-
Dave, I see your workplace supervisor is behind you.
Yes, one of them anyways.
Yes.
This is a more chill one here. So
That's
he
right.
doesn't chew on everything in sight like the other one. So-
It's funny. My two, I can have the airbrush going and they're fast asleep, and yeah, they just like hanging out. So
Yep.
Dave,
Yes.
I saw a post today from a fella out west, Canada. Mistakenly locked his cat in his model room. Came home from work. Went down to do some shit, and as he got close to the door, he saw the paw underneath the door, doing this type of thing.
oh
He went,
geez.
oh shit. He posted a few pictures of disaster.
Oh dear.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I did that the other night. I'm laying in bed, I think it was, and I can hear the cat meowing and meowing. I'm like, where is that cat meowing from? And like the bedroom next to, our master bedroom here is my hobby room, right? So I came open the door and this one came shooting out. He didn't destroy anything, so he's not the destructive type, so I was lucky. So yeah, he just wanted out. So hey, I've got this 1/32 scale. My buddy Shane, some of you guys know him. He's a cable guy, and he's always going into all the secondhand stores in London. So he found this kit in one of the secondhand stores for $2, and it's all there.
Wow.
So I thought that'll be a nice companion for my X15s.
Yeah. Once in a while, I'll hit those and you get lucky, but most of the time it's a car kit half started.
I got my haircut this week at Paul's Barber Antiques and Clock Repair in Button.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that last week. Yeah.
Yes.
So how did that go?
It's been ages since I've had my entire haircut done with a sheep shearer. Basically, is what I think it was. It's quite something. But it was pretty cool. But while I was in there, it's basically he's a hoarder to some extent. He collects all kinds of stuff, and he just sells whatever he's got in his shop right behind this antique barber chair. And there he had a whole bunch of plastic kits. Anybody wants an old monogram P61, he had about 5 of those. And he's got an old, I think Academy or Minicraft or whatever the one is, the CF100. So I'm gonna go back and pick that one up.
There you go.
Does he have any old machine tools, like machinist's tools in there of any kind?
I don't know, Dave. I didn't look carefully enough because I just was focusing on the kits. But tons of clocks, I'll say that, and an almost dead cat.
An
Oh,
almost
dear.
dead cat.
Almost dead cat. That's not good.
Pretty
22
ancient,
years
wasn't it?
old and barely crawling around, but his
Yeah.
personality.
That's funny, yeah. The Japanese believe that when cats get to be a certain age, they possess magical powers, eh? There's all kinds of Japanese folklore based on cats having supernatural powers when they get old. My buddy I was talking about, Bill Crouch, he's got a cat. His cat is 27 years old,
Oh
and it's
man.
still going strong. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, no. I'm like, that cat is like some kind of like high-level wizard now. I'm telling you, that cat's so old. It's hilarious.
They should use it to catch the mouse in the Green Mile, Dave.
Here we go. Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. The other thing I saw, and I'm just trying to find it here on my Facebook. I think you saw it too, Dave. I think I saw a comment from you. Is a company that's doing 3D printed decals. So it's three-dimensional
Oh.
decals.
I
Do you
saw
have?
that.
Let me find that for you. That's on my Facebook page.
Yeah, I got the new bloody Facebook, and I have no idea how to change accounts here on this new bloody thing.
Yeah, Facebook forced that down our throats there, didn't it?
Yeah,
So,
God damn it.
let's go here. If you make me the
Yep. Hang on a sec.
dude here, if Facebook,
You probably have it quicker than I do.
this Facebook likes to crash on me when I'm using Zoom at the same time with it. Since they changed it,
Yeah.
it's much more labor. It's much more.
Yeah, I
you
know. Pain in the ass.
You can get back to the original version.
No,
there a way? I'll have to
they're
figure it out.
starting to force it now. So not necessarily. Mine's now been forced.
I-
Okay, Dave, I gave you the host.
Okay, I got her here. Okay, so this is the kit it's for. I don't know what else they're doing with it, but you see this stuff here?
Oh,
So this is some kind of this is on decal film, and it's some kind of 3D printed stuff, right? And can I make it bigger? And it doesn't really go much bigger, does it? Try that. Nope. Go
No,
bigger. It
that's
doesn't
fine.
go bigger.
That's
Too
fine.
big. Anyways, yeah. So some kind of they're 3D printed stuff, and it's colorized and everything. Like, look at that.
it's
Wow.
like
Gorgeous.
photo HOS decal.
Yeah, combinations very much.
It's like that. This is some kind of 3D printed resin that's colored.
Wow.
It's not even photo etch. It's 3D printed, this stuff.
Yeah. So it's and again, I got into a conversation. I threw it on the podcast thing, and some guys, you get the usual things, right? Some guy says, "Oh, doesn't that take away some of the thing?" And I basically reply back, and I said, "No, because if it's something that you dislike doing, and if it helps you get your work done better, it's the same reason I buy mask sets for canopies. I
Yeah.
don't like masking. I'd rather just save the time." And and do it. So there was
Look at the switches.
I know, like they're absolutely gorgeous.
This is
So
this stuff is
definitely for
stunning.
those larger scales. Yeah, this is what someone wrote. But does it beg the question, where's the skill in having the entire cockpit done for you? I love the realism and use of cool technology, but at what cost? And again, people gave their opinions, but yeah, if it's something that helps you, it's the same thing with the Yahoo photo etched instrument panels. They're colored, pre-painted. You pick them up, you put them in. If it works for you, and if you feel like you're saving time, then fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I have to admit that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to see what the price is going to be like or whatever, and I'm probably going to reach out to them and see if I can get an interview with them. So, because that is very cool. Again, it's not surprising. It's where things are happening and new technology. We always talk about the 3D printed stuff. So
Yep.
Bert, what's the name of your podcast again?
my podcast,
Yeah.
the Scale Model Podcast, scalemodelpodcast.com.
I just ordered those kits from the Australian guy, so I'm giving you a shout out.
All right, awesome. So yeah, no, it looks like he's got some other pictures there of some test prints, and again, it's something kind of cool. So we'll see what happens with that. That's just that's very, very cool. Now this company, they've also done vacuformed and some other stuff as well. Looks like they're going to do some 48 scale ones and some 72nd scale ones. Yeah, looks like they got quite a few here already from their site here. They're using a company called Linden Hill Imports. So, yeah. Again, anything that helps you save some time, I guess. So, is anyone else seen anything new or anything exciting?
Actually, for David, Studio 27 makes a carbon fiber decal package for that Mustang. Might be
Yeah,
something-
I know. I'm trying not to like decals for the outside, but I'm trying not to go crazy with these cars. Like I got the Tamiya Lotus, the 78 Lotus.
Oh yeah.
And It's the one that they retooled some of the parts in it. I got it years ago with a Studio 27 detail set. But I'm trying not to go crazy with cars because you can triple the time to build any kit by adding, photo etch and a bunch of other stuff. So
Well, certainly.
yeah, I'm not sure I want to go there or not. I'll have to see because I keep seeing there's a carbon fiber set for the Tamiya Ford GT and
Yeah,
all
that one's really
stuff, right?
extensive.
So I don't know. And like I got a Toyota Le Mans one. I got the GT1 as well, and
Oh,
I've
nice.
seen photo etch and I've seen carbon fiber for that, and I've also got that. I got the hybrid. Is it the Toyota hybrid from 2019?
Oh yeah, the TSO 50 or something like that.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And again, I've seen photo etch sets and carbon fiber decal sets, and I'm like, I just, I want to build a shiny car. I don't want to go too nuts on the details. So
I get you.
yeah, I've got a lot of crazy scratch builds in my head. So I figure if I'm gonna spend a lot of time on something, it's gonna be something I scratch build. It's not gonna be like an off-the-shelf kit, really.
Yeah, right on.
So I do have some boat planes. I think I bought a couple of them off carry, and they came with extra nonsense as well that I'll probably end up adding to them. So that'll be good enough for me. But engine
Cool.
cowlings and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I have a Studio 27 set on order from Spot Model in Spain. I'm waiting on it still. Since hasn't arrived yet. So
Yeah, they're pretty good. Those guys. That's where I got my Gulf decals for my Falcon I'm building. So.
right, I pre-ordered the stuff, so whenever they're released, I guess they'll get posted out to me, right? So
Yeah. So.
Speaking of car stuff, I'm sure everyone read the Group 25 show. It's been canceled.
yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah,
saw
no
it.
surprise.
I was looking forward to going this year. So, with my new affinity for race cars, I was looking forward to all the
I
hobby
know.
shows this year. There's always a few vendors that have lots of, Tamiya kits they're blowing out relatively cheap out of their
Yep.
collections and stuff. So, I was excited to pick up a few kits cheap, but no such luck.
Well, you just have to keep your eyes open, and there's always new stuff coming out. Like, that's the one thing that always gets me with this hobby. We're always, constantly new stuff. I got enough to build now, but I'd say there's quite a few out there that is tempting. So,
I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but the other day, a couple of days ago, there was one of the Facebook modeling groups. Somebody posted a bunch of photographs of an abandoned Soviet plane. I think it was something like that.
I saw that.
It was incredible. I got to get me one of those. That is just such a weird looking beast.
Yeah, so there's one from Trumpeter and there's one from I think Revell Germany, and the Revell Germany might be a Reebox or was it Zvezda? No, it's Zvezda, and the Revell Germany was a Reebox with the Zvezda kit. So you
I have seen somebody made the Caspian Sea Monster plane. I know that.
Yeah, and then if you want to spend some big money and give yourself a bit of a challenge, you can always go over to Anagran, and Anagran makes a couple of kits of like the big Caspian Sea Monster in resin.
Yeah.
And those things are 1/144 scale, and they usually come with like 3 little like bonus kits of little amphibious aircraft in 1/144 scale. So they got like what's called the Huge Bird Collection or something like that. If you go on their website, and they've got all kinds of really cool paper aircraft that they make resin kits of, and the resin kits always come with a little extra bonus, like 2 extra little bonus resin kits that are really.
I've already done my one legal purchase for the night, so I'm gonna have to save that off for another time.
Did you get the Redstone and the Atlas?
Yes.
Cool.
I got the two the space flight versions. I'm more interested in that than the military one. But.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
just so people know what they're talking about, let me bring up the screen here. You guys see that?
Yeah, there it is.
That's
the monster.
it.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Pretty huge.
It's just abandoned there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even had a picture from I guess it was Google Earth. You could see it in Google Earth.
Yeah. You can tell it's Russian by that blue, interior, right?
Yeah. This technology was incredible. I mean, this was Cold War thinking. The Russians thought if the Americans blow up all their airfields, they'll still be able to defend their nation with these wing and ground effect vehicles, right?
Yeah, but only on the Caspian Sea.
Yeah.
It's the radar.
That. It looks pretty good inside.
Yeah, it
does.
looks like they've there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
So it looks like they've covered it up. Like they've got covers over the cockpit area and all that. But just yeah, pure
Well,
power. Apply power to it.
being that it's Russia, Jeff, if you really wanted to, you could probably actually buy that one.
Probably
deal.
cheaper than the Anagrand kit.
Exactly.
You better you know what I think you better double check with She Who Must Be Obeyed though. And I don't know if the province will let you dock it on your beach.
We could park it on the beach.
Yeah, if you're allowed to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
With all those
here's the
missiles
real
on it, who's going
question.
to stop you?
How do you ship that?
Very carefully.
Right? I mean, you could get it all the way into Port Stanley or Port Huron here or Sarnia, but then you got to get it from there somewhere, right? I mean, Port Stanley, you could probably turn it into a museum, right?
Honestly, just stick it on Lake Erie and float it here. We'll get that.
Yeah. I doubt it runs anymore, though. You never know. It is Russian. It may. You can take an AK-47, bury it in the swamp for a week, take it out, drive over it, rinse it out, and you can put ammo in it and shoot it, right? So maybe that's the same way.
It could be.
It's built by Kalashnikov.
To me, that is classic Soviet design. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, they always supply, it's like their moon rocket, right? The thing had what, 30 engines in it?
Yeah, the N1.
It still kept blowing up, but
I don't know how you manage 30 engines.
Well, obviously you don't based on the results.
Well, that was because Korolov died, and then Glishko was in charge, and Glishko didn't really know what he was doing, unfortunately. So when Korolov died, that was it for the Russian moon program. I think he was their von Braun, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, but yeah, just an absolutely, pretty amazing.
Well, the engines that were on the N1, those were called NK-33s, right?
Right.
The Russians had like 40 of those that were left over from their programs.
Yeah.
So they sold them into the U.S. and then
That's right.
Rocket plane Kistler had them refurbished by, I think it was Aerojet, refurbished those, and they gave them a new number after they replaced all the seals in them. And then, of course, Rocket plane Kistler ended up not being a success. So then those engines ended up with Orbital Sciences and the Ares rocket. And the second Orbital Sciences Ares rocket that blew up a few years ago was using those old NK-33s that had been refurbished by Aerojet.
See, that's got to tell you something.
Yeah, right. And it was a turbo pump failure. They figured one of the bearings gave out or something. And those
Right.
old Russian, the Russian engines are good, but they're just old, right? Like,
right.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, Johnny, I found the pictures you posted to Facebook.
Yeah.
So here it is. Here it is with the camo, guys.
And I realized that the pictures you include in today's PPT is actually the ones I sent you for
Originally, yeah, that's my fault. I'm sorry. I will update it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's with the camo, and then hang on, I think there's a couple more you had here. Yeah, there's the front view. That looks good.
Cool. That's cool. So that was made to drive over the trenches, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy.
And with the hatch on. Yep. Pretty cool.
I like the base that you made too, Johnny. That's nice with the trench and everything.
Thank you.
That's a
Yeah,
good way
looks
to
good.
display it. Yeah, it looks nice.
Did you find the high density foam you were looking for, you asked about?
Yes, I got one from
Okay.
Home Depot. The one for installation. It's huge. I didn't expect it to be this big.
You got enough now.
It almost cannot fit in my car. Like,
Oh dear.
That's funny.
But
But you
you-
see,
well-
you know what you do then, Johnny, is you go to the utility knife aisle and you just use one of the knives off the shelf and you cut it in half, right? And then you put the knife back on the shelf and you take it. Because I've done that at Home Depot where I was trying to buy trim and I couldn't find any help for like literally 25 minutes. And finally I said, screw it. And I was with one of the young guys from work. He goes, where are we going? I go, we're going to the hardware aisle and I'm getting a handsaw. So I went to the hardware aisle, I took a handsaw, I cut the trim in half in the middle, so we had pieces that would fit in my vehicle, and then we went and paid for the trim and left. And I put the saw with sawdust on it back on the shelf.
Crazy.
I figured, I'm just testing it out, that's all. No, I don't want to buy that saw right now.
Well, I was in Quebec at a Home Depot, my son-in-law and I, and I can't remember exactly what it was that we needed to cut in half, but it was like hard wire.
Okay.
And so I went to Home Depot to get like a bolt cutter or a heavy duty wire cutter. And they didn't have one in the rental office. So, okay, well, maybe we'll go look at buying one. I asked the guy, one of the Home Depot guys, he said, what do you need it for? I said, I need to cut this wire. He says, come here. He took me to the aisle, took it off the shelf, cut my wire. I said,
Nice.
there you go. And put it back up
Nice.
on the shelf.
Nice.
See, I'm not breaking any rules if the staff's doing it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So
There you go.
That's
Right.
I
funny.
forget what that was, but it was pretty funny.
I
Yeah.
do also notice IPMS Canada about 20 minutes ago, RT 42-3 went to the printer a week ago, and the
Yep.
plan is that the mailing date will be September 15th. Looks like a good issue.
Yay.
Let me just I'll bring that up. RCAF Mustang Mark 1. I see a Labatt's white streamliner. Yeah, looks like some interesting stuff. And then that's the table of contents. So yeah.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen, Stuart?
Oh, sorry, am I not? Oh
No,
yeah, I got
we're
it. It helps if I hit the share button, doesn't it? Let's
Yep.
try that.
There we go.
There's the table of contents. And then let me go back and there. Nice looking
That's
Mustang.
nice.
Yeah. With a bonus, 4 extra pages.
Hey, Carrie, I noticed the last issue of Beaver Tales didn't have your editorial in it.
I didn't get it to him in time. I forgot all about it. It's all written and everything, and I just forgot to send it.
Oops.
So
I thought they
You
probably
got
just
extra
refused
on.
because of all the swearing.
what's that?
I figured they just refused to publish it because of all the swearing.
Hell no, Bob will print anything.
Well, Jeff, think about that for a minute, right? He will.
That's true enough. Fair point. Fair point.
You've got
Nice
your article
comment.
coming.
Nice comment, Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, it's good. It's going to be good, I think. So, all right. Well, what I think I'll do is I'll stop the formal part. So I'm going to turn off the recording, and you can just resume a build.